What up? Pack Racket MTG here, and I want to take some time out and talk about Commander. In the last few years, pretty much and primarily thanks to COVID, I definitely got into Commander, and these are some of the things I have set aside. But I wanted to talk about Commander power level, getting into Commander, and different things like that. For instance, not every Commander deck has to have these in it. They just don't. If you want to take cards like this and put them in your Commander deck, by all means do it, but I think you're kind of more leaning towards EDH at that point in time, and you're getting out of the casual, which I think Commander should be, is a casual game. Now don't get me wrong, I have my EDH deck, but I have a lot more just fun Commander decks, and that's where I think Commander is. So, some of the points I wanted to talk about. These are ones that I've picked up that are in my collection that I leave sealed. Let's just get those aside now. So what I like to do when I am making Commander deck, got a couple variations of Sol Ring, I really love this one, love the Fallout, is I start with my Commander. We're just going to use Kalia here. We'll keep this stuff aside. Beautiful card, by the way. Love Modern Horizons 3. Still waiting on my collector's boxes to come in, but those videos are coming soon. When I start building a Commander deck, the fundamental things I always do is I pick my Commander and what the theme is going to be, and then I get myself a Sol Ring. These are the two bases of my decks. This is my starting of my mana curve and my mana ramping. And then I have my Commander. Commander in this case being Kalia the Vast, black, red, white. Whenever Kalia the Vast attacks an opponent, you may put an angel, demon, or dragon creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking that opponent. Now this Commander, in all honesty, I am just going to want to try to get her out as fast as humanly possible and have some nice big payoffs in my hand for that. So you have your choice of angels, demons, and dragons. I mean, you're going to find lots of powerful red dragons. There's a few powerful white ones for sure too. And there's definitely some powerful black dragons. So your mana base here being 3 is kind of difficult for beginners. Honestly, when people start playing the game or I'm introduced to someone who has just started playing the game, I ask them one question: do you have a favorite creature in mythology? A lot of them come back and say vampires, werewolves, stuff like that. Pretty much every creature in mythology is in Magic in one way, shape, or form, whether it's, like I said, werewolves, vampires, merfolk or mermaids, bird wizards, humans, whatever you want. Phoenixes, as a good example. Phoenix, merfolk. Or maybe you can get into something a little more powerful and robust there with some Eldrazi. Human clerics. There's not too many people out there that are probably going to, I want to build a deck around human clerics. Probably not going to happen, but this is just one I had right in front of me, to be honest with you. Now, I do think that precons are a great place to start. This is a precon from the Fallout series. And if you have a specific thing in Magic, like the Fallout series, Lord of the Rings, or something like that, and that's where you want to start, that is a very good place to start. But maybe you do have a favorite one that you picked. Maybe you picked goblins, or, I doubt you picked slivers, because slivers are a creature made in Magic's lore, and don't really exist outside of Magic's lore, to my knowledge. So, with Kalia, I'm going to go look at some big red dragons. Some white, probably, angels for sure. Maybe something like an Avacyn. Avacyn, you get Avacyn out from this, you've pretty much taken over the game, let's face it. And black, I'm probably going to use black as my main removal and probably splash in some nice demons in there, Grizzlebrand being one that comes to mind instantaneously, especially in Commander. Not sure if that's banned. I can honestly say I have made the mistake of putting a banned card in one of my decks. I have an Urza deck, and I put a... what's the name of it? Of course, it's eluding me right now, but the artifact creature that when it enters the battlefield, you get to destroy a land of every basic Sundering Titan. Every land of every basic land type. Or, yes. Yeah, I had one of those in my decks, didn't realize it was banned, so don't be like me and check the ban list. So, let's grab a black binder. My black binder right here. Don't know how well this is showing up on camera. Oh, it's good. It's doing good. So, instantly in my black rare binders, I'm going to go and I'm probably going to find some nice demons. Now, they're probably going to be up... Oh, it was... No, oh, it's an avatar. So, this might be a good idea for your starting off demons here. It's a nice low demon, lower on the curve. But, I mean, she allows you to put them in for free. But if you're going with a theme, that would work. But, I mean, if you're really... Let's skip ahead here. If you're really going to be putting things in for free, you want to be putting some big bad demons in. Something like this or this. Now we're talking. Can you see those very well on the camera? Yes, now that's a more powerful demon. Another one over here. So that's some of the things that I would think about for some of my demons. Is there any more? No, those are horrors and stuff. Oh, there is one more demon there. Those are some ideas for demons that I would be looking to put in my deck. Now, with a deck that's 3 colors, you're going to have a little more trouble with the mana base. So you're going to want to have lots of things that can go find your mana when you need it. Especially when you're trying to get Kalia out. Oh, I bumped the camera. Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong stack. Is this the one? Ah, Urza's Cave. This is not the stack of cards I'm looking for, surprisingly enough. Yes, there we go. So you're going to want to have lots of things, for instance, like this, that are going to allow you to get your mana base and your 3 colors out. Fetch lands, I would suggest, are a good idea. 3 color lands like the Triomes from Ikoria and Streets of New Capenna. And I mean, mana bases are getting better and better as time goes on, and they will continue to for sure. So as in white, you want some angels. Well, we're definitely going to be putting Avacyn in there. We're going to be putting a Baneslayer in there. Something with some real kick. Red dragons, maybe a Shivan dragon, stuff like that. So, we've looked at this. You're definitely going to want a good mana base. This is a good idea. I mean, I rip apart decks like this to make better decks. This is just one that I happen to not have taken apart yet. Love the lands in these. All the Fallout lands, so cool. With dog meat there. Where's that Rex? Can't really tell. Might be Rex. Love the Fallout lands. So gorgeous. And the energy tokens. Something else that a lot of Commander players would like you to have is all your tokens. I keep binders of tokens. Maybe not something I should do, but I do. Takes up a lot of space. So, let's have an example of one of my decks. So I'm going to start with something pretty simple. This is my 1v1 red deck. Ooh, some cards upside down. Just a kind of an idea. And the idea is behind this that it deals extra damage. And if I can find the commander for it. Come on. Come on. Let's see if I can do this without making a mess. There we go. This guy's the commander, of course. He ramps up the damage. That is the whole premise behind the deck is to try to ramp up damage. These are tokens, of course, that the deck makes. Torbrand. And I'm sure this is on EDH Rec or one of those sites, and I'm sure the deck list that they have is way better than the one I have. See if I can get through it a little bit more. A whole bunch of lands upside down. There's a good dragon for our Kalia deck. Soul Ring, different version. Ah, Simian Spirit Guide. I do love that card. It was so much fun in Modern. A lot of these cards are upside down. Urabrask, Goblin Guide, another favorite of mine from Modern. Really think I would have went through this deck and made sure all the cards are the right way up, huh? Didn't happen. Oh, Chandra. So that's just kind of an idea of a mono-colored deck. A lot of burn spells in here. Creature removal. Just your general, I want to try to kill one player as fast as humanly possible. Cleansing Wildfire. Grape Shot, gotta love it. Eidolon of the Great Revels. Wild Ricochet, I actually won a pre-release, or came in a very high place because of Wild Ricochet. It was a very good day. Won a lot of packs that day. Another Commander staple in red, if you're there, is Blasphemous Act for sure. Creature board wipes, I should say, are definitely a mainstay in Commander. Lightning Bolt Shock. Ooh, Blood Moon. Oh, so gods. Not too many people say gods, but some people will. They want to have a god deck. So there's a good example of a one-color deck. Here is a good example of a multicolored deck that is pretty easy for people to pilot. And I'm sure if you're reading that card, you know what this deck is. But there you go. This is the commander for this particular deck. Blade of the Elves. And this is your standard elf deck, black-green elf deck. Now, of course, it has a couple other win cons in it, with the Allosaurus Shepherd there, right on the top. But let's get through there. Yeah, Mana Reflections. Way to bring your creatures back. Coat of Arms. Always a great add-in to any tribal deck. I can say I've had some complicated games with that on the field, but it always makes things very interesting. Elvish Archdruid. So this is just, oh, that's a very good, relatively new add-in to this deck. Because commander decks are changing all the time. 3 visits, another commander staple. Arcane Signet. Just another very standard mana rock. Something you will see in most decks. And that's another place where you want to start, is go seek out the mana rocks that are good for you. Arcane Signet is a great one. Some of the basic commander lands like Command Tower and Command Beacon. Things that are just playable on every deck. Let's just, another very fun win con in this deck. Just take all your lands. If you guys haven't seen that, it is very fun in Elves. Oh, this deck is so much fun to play. And that's the great thing about Commander, and probably why the format thrives so much, is because every time you change your deck, or every time you play your deck, it is a different experience. It's not the same thing over and over again like Modern tends to be. You're just trying to do the same thing as fast as humanly possible, and that's how you win. I find Commander has so much more variation than that, and that's what makes it so much fun. Love this deck. I'm going to potentially alter it soon. Maybe that's one of the ones I'll leave alone. So, one of my pet decks. And this is obviously getting a bit more expensive, but the Sliver Queen and my Sliver deck. If you notice this is missing a Soul Ring, it's because it's one of the ones on the table. I won't go through this in huge detail, but because it is a 5-color deck, you will see a lot of different ways to alter my mana and stuff like that. Command Tower, there you go. There's another great... and you can see that this is a deck that I actually took apart one of the precons from the Sliver and made it kind of my own thing. I always run Sliver Queen because Sliver Hive Lord. I was a child when I first got introduced to Sliver Queen, and I always loved the card, and I had to build this deck. Some fetch lands. Just as you can see, so many ways to alter my mana, because this is a 5-color deck. It is definitely on the more difficult end to pilot. I would suggest as a new Magic player, if you are one, that you probably stick in the 1 to 2 color range. But some people exceed. So, if you think that you can handle it, please do. Most of the precons, as you just saw, like I'm pretty sure all these are 3-color precons. So they're going to introduce you to that relatively soon. But if you're someone like me that likes to go out and piece together their commander decks, which I find most people fall into that pattern eventually. Alright. So, I'm going to continue to do some videos containing some kind of commander content like this. Like I said, just show these off a little bit more. Some things that I hide away. But as per usual, we got to move on and get to the end of this video. So as you know, we have a 200 subscriber contest going on. When we get to 200 subscribers, we're going to give these away. And we always give away some bonuses. And I'm going to make one of those more of a commander bonus because of this video. And we have the start of the May monthly giveaway. We have 5 cards here. Please take some time and put into the comments which card of these 5 you would like to receive as a possible gift for being a subscriber and a commenter. These are all relatively new cards. I want to try to keep up with things a little bit. So please, take your pick. There's a lot of the joins up. They are seeing some play, I do believe, in some of the standard decks. All right, later.